everybody. This is Anthony from VR Roundtable, and I am currently playing Doom. And no, this is not Doom 3 BFG, and this is not the Doom that was released in 2016. I am playing the Doom that was released back in 1993. Yep, this here Doom was released way back in 1993 by id Software. John Carmack, of course, was the designer of the game engine for the most part, and we all know him from the ZeniMax vs. Oculus court case. And what I'm playing is, I'm actually playing a mod called GZ3 Doom, and this mod I believe was built for the DK1, the original Oculus DK1, and it works on the Oculus Rift, but of course if you use Revive, you can get this to work on the HTC Vive. And so I am in the original world of Doom. This is actually, I'm not sure which specific version of Doom this is, but it's a little bit different from the pure vanilla Doom, because I don't remember textures going around like that. I also don't remember these columns here looking quite like that, but most of this does look like standard normal Doom, and I'm playing it standing up with a controller. You play this with a controller. It does not have motion control support like Doom 3 BFG does. And what I do is, with all these type of games, I like to basically look in the direction that I'm going to travel and then just press forward. And if I do that, for the most part, I don't have motion sickness. It's only when I go like side to side in some weird kind of movement that I can end up with motion sickness. Although I will say, if you tend to be easier, if it's easier for you to get motion sickness than a lot of people, you probably want to avoid playing something like this, because this is not really designed to be played in a headset. It's a little janky, and if you don't do it the right way, you could play this for a couple of minutes and you could come out of it with a really bad headache. So it's not highly recommended that you play this. I love playing this original Doom though, especially in VR, because I have a lot of memories with this game. I'm going to go ahead and blow up this barrel real quick. Hold on a second. I don't know if I'm too close to it. I gotta get farther away. Seems like my shots are a little bit off to one side. But back in 1993, I did not have a computer that could play this game. I didn't have a computer, period, actually, in 1993. Back in 1993, I had a Super Nintendo and I had a Sega Genesis. And those were the gaming systems that I was playing, and Doom came out on the computer, and everybody was raving about this game Doom, but I didn't have a computer. I didn't have the money to buy a computer. Back in that time, if you wanted to buy a computer, you were paying a lot of money, let me tell you. And so I actually got this game Doom in 1994 on the Atari Jaguar. I ended up getting an Atari Jaguar very late 1993, and about halfway through 1994, I think in the summer, this game Doom came out on the Atari Jaguar, and that's where I played Doom originally. And then of course, when the PlayStation came out in 1995, I was a very early adopter of the Sony PlayStation. I bought a Sony PlayStation in September of 1995, September 9th, I believe, I think was launch day. And before Christmas, Doom came out, a special version of Doom on the PlayStation, and it was a really good version of Doom. Probably one of my favorite versions of the original Doom. That's really cool how that freaking fireball comes at you in 3D, even though it's basically a 2D bitmap. I gotta be careful with my side-to-side movement, because that's where you can't get the motion sickness. But yeah, way back in 1994, I had an Atari Jaguar, and I got Doom on the Atari Jaguar, and that's where I first played Doom. And it was an incredible experience. It's hard for me to explain how incredible Doom was to somebody that wasn't around in 1994, because we had never seen anything like this. This was so revolutionary. You have these little secret areas. A secret is revealed. But this was kind of the first real first-person shooter. I mean, this is the granddaddy of all first-person shooters. There were other first-person shooters before this, but this is the game that basically created the genre that we know today as the first-person shooter. So many games owe their ability to having this game be available. So I got this armor thing. Now my armor is at 198. My health is at 97. And I am in an incredibly cool world of Doom. And I'm outside, and I kind of feel like I am outside. You know, it's so bright out here. It's so open. You do get the feeling that you're in the game. And the cool thing about this is such a classic game. And it's almost like video game tourism. It's like I'm getting a tour through this video game world. And I'm inside the world. I'm getting a tour of the video game world, and I'm inside the world while I'm getting a tour. I mean, how cool is that? That's super cool. So anybody that had Doom back in the days, hopefully you got an iron stomach and you can handle playing this, because there is a bit of motion sickness that could come along. But if you've got an iron stomach, if you can play almost everything in VR without motion sickness, give this a try, especially if you were a Doom fan from way back in the days. I really believe that it's absolutely awesome to be able to have this video game tourism, basically, and to be inside these classic games. Now, it's kind of funny because you look at, like, I look at this this barrel of acid, right? And it's a 2D bitmap, you know? Everything here is a 2D bitmap that rotates, except the walls are basically 3D. The walls are like solid. But like the enemies, the dead bodies, these little lights over here, they're all 2D bitmaps. My gun is basically about 14 inches out in front of me, maybe a little over a foot. And it's a 2D bitmap, and it's stuck to my view. I have a reticle, but it's basically look at what you want to shoot at. That's the way you have to play this. Now over here, I was having trouble with this. I had to like kneel down to get through here. And I seem to be having some trouble again. I'm not sure. It doesn't want to let me go through here. I don't know why it was this. Maybe do I got to get lower down? Do I got to physically get low? I'll go ahead and kneel down and see what happens. Ah, I got through. It's full body gaming, guys. It's 4D. Full body. Oh, look at this ceiling. That's cool. To look up and see this ceiling, and I'm in this classic Doom game. You see the exit sign. You know, this is the big switch that you would hit. It's really quite classic. So that was the hangar. I got 100% kills, but I got hardly any of the secrets. And that's one of the coolest things about this game, is there's so many little secrets to find, so many little hidden items. You could actually play these levels kind of over and over again, because you'll want to go through it and try to find every possible secret. Will I want to play through this entire game in VR? I don't know. I don't know, because you know what? When I do play this, I do get a little bit of motion sickness. I just took that guy out with that barrel exploding. It's cool how that acid is in the barrels, you know. It blows up. It's also cool how these enemies are basically human size, even though they're two-dimensional bitmaps. kind of reminds me a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of Zombie Training Simulator, because in Zombie Train, oh, I gotta hit this barrel. I could take a couple of these guys out. It reminds me of Zombie Training Simulator from the standpoint that Zombie Training Simulator, they're like cardboard cutouts that are coming at you. And see, these things on the ground, they're basically cardboard cutouts for all intents and purposes. I know there is a guy sneaking up on me. Where is this guy? And the music is just classic, old school, early 90s computer game music. I mean, how sweet is that? But there's all these little secret places to explore, and now you're in VR, you know. Who would have thunk? I mean, if you went back to me, if you traveled through time and you talked to me in 1994 and you said, hey man, guess what? In the year 2017, you're actually going to be inside this game that you're playing on the Jaguar. You're going to be inside this game. You're going to be in this world. You're going to be able to look up at the ceiling and look at the walls and basically be inside this game. I would have never believed you. It's impossible. How is that possible? You're actually inside the game. You know, but here we are. It's happening. It's real. This is one of the little secret areas. It is revealed. When I open that, don't remember exactly what happens. But basically, yeah, you know, this is classic original Doom. And can I grab this, or I already have much shields? This is the classic original Doom. I've been through these levels so many times. I need to go get a key. I think I got a head. Let's see, did I go in here? I don't remember if I went in here or not. Okay, yeah, see, here's these. You gotta love these little elevators that they put into the original Doom. These little moving platforms that you could get on. But it really is, oh, cool, this shotgun. It is really cool getting to experience these levels. I've been through this level so many times. I've played the original Doom so many times, but to actually be inside the game, I mean, it's freaking bonkers, you know? I'm inside this Doom game right now. How freaking crazy is that? So I think what they could do with a lot of classic games like Doom is bring them out, put them out on VR, try to make them comfortable, you know, but let us have some virtual tourism. Let us explore these old classics. Bethesda, ZeniMax, you're supposedly into VR, right? I mean, you talk about how you're into VR. That's why you wanted to sue Oculus, because you're so into VR and they stole your technology. Well, why don't you come out with a very official version of this game? This thing right here is, Supercharge. I think it makes me invisible for a little while, but I don't really need to be invisible. I mean, invincible. Oh, but I do like the chain gun. It's funny how it's just this little 2D bitmap. That's why if Bethesda officially, I mean, if ZeniMax officially decided to say, let me get this guy. If they officially decided to say, okay, you know what, let's put the original Doom in VR, well, I'm sure they could figure out a way to do it where you're actually using the motion controls, where one of your controllers is the gun, the other controller maybe controls your movement. They could have teleporting, they could have normal movement, but maybe have it at a speed and a rate where it doesn't make you as motion sick. You know, there's a lot of things they can do. Why wouldn't they bring this officially out? And they could probably charge $20 for it. And there's enough nostalgia out there that people are going to pay $20 to play this old game in VR. And I think they do the same thing with Quake. I think people would act the same way with Quake. They'd act the same way with Unreal, the first Unreal game from Epic. There's a lot of first-person shooter type games on the PC, absolute classics, that I think people would get a real kick out of playing these games in VR and experiencing these games like they're actually inside this world. I will say too, though, that if this gun was 3D instead of 2D bitmap, like I can look down this hallway, I feel like I'm here, but the fact that that's a 2D bitmap and like my stats there for my health and my armor is a 2D bitmap, that takes me out of the experience a little bit. It doesn't feel as scary and as real as it possibly could if I had a 3D gun and it was motion controlled. But it's still super cool. I mean, I remember coming over to this little island and coming over here and getting the ammo. I remember doing this in 1994, and now I'm actually standing on this platform and turning this thing on and physically being inside here. It's just freaking bonkers, you know? This is so freaking cool. Oh, this is where it gets all dark. This is where it plays with darkness and light. Probably not a good level for me to go through on a Let's Play because it's probably going to come out way too dark for you guys to see. So I'm going to actually get out of here. It's not like I'm scared or anything. Trust me, it's not like I'm scared. That couldn't possibly be the reason, could it? Ooh, I'm hearing some freaking demon. You know, it's kind of funny. It's like the audio isn't 3D audio, but it'll make it sound like something is coming up behind you, let me tell you. It's funny how this old game can still deliver these kinds of feelings. But let's see. I think there's a way to finish this level without going through there. And I don't want to go through there because it's just not going to make for a good Let's Play because it's going to be too dark. Okay, let's see. We want to go back this way. I did a Let's Play for this HTC Vive game called The Bellows, which is this horror game. And it was just so freaking dark, you couldn't see anything. I was playing the game and it was perfectly fine when I was playing it, but then, how do I get in here? I know there's a secret. Yeah, for some reason I'm kind of getting like stuck on geometry and stuff. I don't know if I can bend down and get inside here. I don't know. I guess I won't go through the secret area. But I was playing this game, The Bellows, and it was just, it looked perfectly fine when I was playing it. When I saw the video, I realized, oh my God, this is so freaking dark. Nobody could even see anything. I can't even use this. So that was one of those Let's Plays that was left on a cutting room floor. And see this place right here, like I can see this perfectly. There's plenty of light in here. Whoa. I can see what I'm doing. Everything looks right. But I bet you on the Let's Play, I bet you this looks way dark. So I'm gonna try to just finish this level real quick. And go to the next. I want to show you guys the next level. It's one of my favorites. Alright, that was the nuclear plant. We only got 68% of the possible kills. There are hardly any of the items. You really do have to go back into that area where it's super dark and the lights are kind of blinking off and on. But I just don't think that area would be very good for a Let's Play. So now we are going to this level here. This is one of my favorite levels. Yeah, this is a really cool level. Although, you know, it's fun playing this level in VR now. It actually seems smaller to me. Like when I was playing this on my Jaguar or even my PlayStation, like this area seemed like it took longer to get down here, and it took longer to get down this way. And it seemed shorter, like actually being inside this place looks shorter. Why do I shoot all the barrels? I have no idea. It's like an OCD thing. I don't think you get any bonus for shooting all of the barrels, but for whatever reason, I want to shoot the barrels. I love this shotgun. Just imagine if it really was 3D, like this chain gun. If it was 3D when you played with it, it'd be super cool. These guys used to scare the hell out of me when I played that. Yeah, the shotgun is pretty cool. Seeing the animation out in front of you. There's bad guys in here too. The noises that they make, like the little monster noises, are very effective as you're playing this in VR. So many little secret hidden places to find. I wonder if there's anybody out there that has an HTC Vive, never ever played this original Doom, but found out about this GZ3 Doom, and they've played through this whole entire game. Wonder if there's somebody out there that's done that. Probably has to be at least one person. This area here might be a little too dark as well. Not sure how well it's going. Yeah, these guys used to scare the heck out of me. And like when you would shoot them and that blood would spurt out of them, you'd be like, oh, cool, look at the freaking blood. Senator Joseph Lieberman and them would always point to this game as being like so bloody and violent and corrupting our children. There's Pink Demon, guys. Alrighty, guys. Well, anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little glimpse at Doom 3 BFG. Well, no, this is not Doom 3 BFG. What am I saying? This is GZ3 Doom. This is the original old school Doom. 1993, represent. Old id Software. John Carmack, before he was giving all the secrets to the enemy, he was making a game called Doom. And it was a damn good game, and it had lasting implications for the video game industry going forward. This is this game, Doom, and let me tell you, is it a beautiful game? It certainly is. I remember all of this. It really does feel like the outdoors is coming in, like this part right here. This is really classic right here. I might actually have to go through and play through this whole entire thing in VR. It's that cool, and I have so many good memories of this game. It takes me right back to 1994 and 1995 when I was playing this on my Jaguar and my Sony PlayStation. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this Let's Play VR Roundtable. I'm Anthony, signing off. See you guys next time. Later.